You're a farmer, starting a coffee and banana farm at the foot of Maria Makiling. The village nearby had already warned you about a curse that plagues farmers who impose their farm on her land. Who? You asked Aling Nena, the owner of the convenience store at the side of the road at the Capitolio. The woman, the Diwata. You smile and nod even though you are not one to believe in legends. You have no time to. You came from a village by the ocean where your father and your great-great-grandfather were fishermen. But now things have changed. The once verdant green hills have been grazed down to make way for oil refineries. The once lush corals have transformed into chalk corpses, and the once thriving biodiversity has now been reduced to salt waste. For you, the mountain was a fresh start. And here, in the small town at the foot of Mount Makiling, there wasn't a lot of competition. In the first year you forage, sharing fruits and nuts with the macaques and the bats and the hornbills. It takes approximately 18 months for banana trees to grow. Yours produce fruits in 6 months. The land was rich and generous. You started a humble chicken farm of 4 hens and 1 rooster, and slowly you started taking more from the land. A bit more land to plant your coffees and bananas, a bit more fish to sell to the market. And each time you visit town with more, Aling Nena shook her head and reminded and urged you to heed her warning. One night, you wake up to the sound of flowing water nearby. The sky was still dark, so you couldn't be bothered to check, even though you thought it was weird. The nearest stream was a few kilometers away. The next morning, you found one of your chickens dead. Its feathers were soiled and its body was bloated as if it had drowned. Yeah, that was weird. The next night, you heard the sound of flowing water again. And the morning after, you found another one of your chickens dead. Same story. Soiled feathers, bloated body. It had drowned. The third night, you stayed up until the sound of running water revisits your ears. It was 2 a.m. You step out of your hut and check on the coop. Count the 3 remaining farm animals you have left. When they were all accounted for, you follow the sound of water. Your boots scrunching against the wet earth. You wave your flashlight around, searching until you find it. A dark stream that you were sure wasn't there before. You crouch at the edge and dip your hand in. The water was cold and silky. You lift your hand and see a thin film of aquatic plant wrap itself around your wrist. With the other hand, you reach out with your fingers and pinch until it comes apart into thin strands. You recoil. That's not an aquatic plant. That's hair. You fumble back and trace your torchlight down the mountain. It was hair, yards and yards of hair. Your heart is beating out of your chest, and you steady your breath. Despite the fear, curiosity got the better of you, and you point your flashlight up the hill where the hair was flowing down from. With shaky breaths, you followed it, your feet sludging through wet earth until you reach the base of a toog tree. Its roots submerge under the stream of rushing water. You squint your eyes and catch movement at the base. It's a woman, and it was her hair. Slowly, she turned to you, and you feel that sense of calm and contentment. Your skin prickles at the sensation of warmth, as if the afternoon sun is shining down from the sky, but it was the dead of night. And with a predatory glare, she gave you a toothy grin, her naked arm extending out of the cloak of hair wrapped around her body, claws out and ready to pounce you. Your body submerges underwater, and the current brings you closer and closer to her grasp. It reminded you of the merciless ocean back in your hometown, and you feel a pang of sadness overcome your body. You flail your arm and rise to the surface. Your lungs expand at the contact of air. You fight against the current to reach the edge of the stream and the hair entangling around your limbs. But the moment your foot touches the earth, water recedes. You drop to the ground, your hand deep in mud. The sound of the flowing water is gone. The endless cluster of hair flowing down the mountain is gone. All you hear is the sound of your mouth gasping for air. You couldn't sleep after that. And when you visited town, the bags under your eyes showed that. Aling Nena looks at you with worry as you enter her store. That wasn't a dream, she confirms the reality of your nightmare. What do I do? Did you take more than you needed? You nod. Give it back, she says. Maria Makiling is a Diwata, equal to a fairy. And with the colonization and all this like technological advancement, whatever, a lot of people are exploiting the land for profit. And each time somebody does something bad to the forest, she's always seen as this crying woman who's always sad, like, oh no, somebody's destroying my trees. And she cries. But like, I'm so tired of seeing Maria Makiling cry. I think it's time for her to fuck up some people. And this is my version of it. So I hope you enjoy that. Yeah.